Let's talk about 3 turnaround stories for 2026, especially hopefully next 2 to 3 months. That's where we are focused normally when we place our trades, when we talk about stocks. We wanted to trade in the short term because we don't know what's happening with the market, and like manipulation is a reality, and we want to make sure we lock our profits as quick as we can, safely and consistently, and that is BG trading. 3 turnaround stories in this video. My name is Les, I'm Chief Analyst of BG20 Australia. I hope you are well. I'd like to remind you this is not a financial advice, it's just us from BG Trading sharing with you how we apply our strategies, BGS20 and BG Trading, to chase 20 to 40% profit within 1 to 3 months, how we set up target stop losses together with our VIP members. If you are interested to become a VIP member and have access to our trading setups before they actually happen, then take a look on bgtrading.com.au, and our VIP membership program is there for anyone that want to sign up with us. I also like to invite you for our free Discord group. Link at the description below. If you have any problems with that link, just put a comment there and we can direct message you the link. Also Facebook group and Facebook community. If you like this video, please share with someone that you believe will be interested, and subscribe the channel, hitting the like button to help us reach more people. Now let's talk first one of our favorite stocks, which is obviously Zip. Start with Zip because everyone loves Zip and we like Zip, and we think there is still a lot of upside for Zip, especially after this short-term pullback that we had. Actually correction, about 42% correction from recent highs. And I brought Zip again because there are some chart formation that it's making me very interested, especially now in December, that we potentially forming what we call a bullish pivot, which essentially we have a strong buying activity, then we have a correction that goes in similar low volumes, right? And the chart start moving sideways, right? What I think is going to happen based on my experience in the past, right here, if this lower level right there around $3 holds, which is a very wide support level right there. If that holds, we could have what we call a higher low right there, which just came out from oversold area on a relative strength index. That will lead us to a technical bounce. This is a reversal. That's what we call reversal. If that holds around $3 for the short term, we're talking about next week or two. Now, with Fed tipped to cut rates further, that will direct benefit once again Zip, right? We're seeing other stocks like Sezzle start moving up. Take a look, Sezzle has started moving up. Sezzle had a huge correction in comparison to Zip. Not going to go in much detail in Sezzle right here, but just for sake of comparative, and Sezzle is a smaller business than Zip. Sezzle has come down about 71% in the since July. So that was a huge correction, right? And obviously Sezzle also, as well as Zip, offering a very interesting buying opportunity. Yes, very interesting buying opportunity in Sezzle, right? I think Sezzle is also trading a technically discounted price, not only for the short term, but also for the long term, with bullish intersection level 1 right there just happening, right? Very interesting. It's not ASX listed anymore, but it is a potential buying opportunity right here with Sezzle as well as Zip, right? And we would be looking at potential upside of 42% to go safe and still stay around this sort of a level right there, which is we can play as a technical resistance level. Okay, back into ZIP. Be looking at ZIP, also trading at technically discounted prices, right, for the long term and for the short term. And we'll be looking at, if we have this bounce, we'll be looking at full recover on ZIP at least to $4, so which brings us to 35% profit from essentially from $3. That would be interesting, a very good trade, right? We'll be expecting huge upside potentially if the company continues to report exceptional growth as they just been reporting over the last few quarters. Obviously, the market did not reward ZIP as they should, and instead trying to create a narrative why that happens. It's simply the reality is it didn't happen, and there was this correction right there. But now, looking at strong fundamentals, Fed cutting rates, we got to check next week if that's going to happen. But I think it's 96% chance that's what the market's pricing. A chance of Fed cutting rates will be good for Sezzle and for ZIP as well equally. So ZIP buying opportunity, 35% upside. Obviously, if you're going to trade that, set up stop losses. If you want a full trading setup, our VP membership program will provide you and will guide you through that. Right? So that's ZIP and Sezzle. Now let's move to the third one, EML Payments. EML for us is a fundamental turnaround story, not just technical. Simply because EML has wind down its PCSL business in Ireland, a business that has been draining a lot of money over the last 2 financial years. So obviously now I think the wind down has been completed. And last financial year, EML reported about $53 million loss, net loss, mostly one-off costs still related to the wind down of these businesses. And now, with that off the books, we are expecting, based on the recent financial results that we saw on EML, we're expecting a huge fundamental turnaround, right? With EBITDA guidance around $58 to $63 million, which could result in $8 to $16 million profit for FY26. They're talking about net profit in FY26. If that happens, we'll be looking at giving or taking hundreds plus % improvement on its net profitability, right? Which is exactly what a strong fundamental turnaround is. Obviously, not all the turnarounds work in the sense, but provided that EML now trading at technically discounted price, not only for the long term, but also for the short term, we can easily see around 40% profit, for 40% upside on this stock if our projection is correct. This is not a forecast, it is a projection based on current data. We are recording this video based on the current data. If you look into the last quarter results, that's what we're going to be looking at, and that's how we base our projection, right, in for EML for FY25. The key fundamental indication, if we are right, will be in the first half, which probably will be released about February 2026. And in February, we will see what the first half net profitability will be. And then if it falls in line to our projection, then the turnaround will be confirmed. But by the time the result is released, the stock probably will be jumping already around $1.10, $1.20 if our projection is correct, right? So EML, strong turnaround opportunity right here, and can be traded at a very tight stop loss, right? And a very, what we call very asymmetric risk reward, which means strong, huge upside and a very small downside, meaning we can set up a stop loss and target in a very asymmetric range. Exactly what we're looking at in terms of a trading opportunity. Now, the last one, before actually, the last one will be a very boring stock for many people, right? It doesn't move as much as should, but we'll be looking at Bubs Australia, right? The goat milk supplier. And the reason we like this is because they are waiting for FDA to release its permanent license to trade in the US. Now, majority of the business is based in US now, and that became a critical market for Bubs Australia, but the market hasn't actually priced $5.5 million profit in FY25, and the reason is because this profit mostly came from the US market, and US and Bubs still hasn't been granted with a permanent license to trade in the US. The due time for this license to be released by FDA is in December 31st. So December, we pretty much running out of time now, and this license could be released anytime now, right? And as soon as that happens, then we will see immediate re-rate for Bubs, because now they will keep this revenue coming from US, not just a temporary valuation. And brokers will upgrade this stock most definitely. And we'll be looking at around $6 to $7 million net profit after tax if our projection is correct. It's very early to do projections for FY26 still. Even when we did with EML was based on the fact that they won't have any further one-off costs related to Irish business. But with Bubs, we are doing this projection based on the last financial report and also the first quarter result. And look, all we need is this FDA license to be released in the market. We will see most likely at least 40 to 50% increment here on Bubs Australia. But it require patience, and we have to have that precision that this result will come in line. We don't want an extension. If we have extension, there may be delays, and the stock price could be still trading within this sort of 14 cents range, which it has been trading for quite some time. Fortunately, it is trading at the upper side of the long-term moving average, which means Bubs is in a bull trend at this stage, which is positive, right? So I'll be expecting Bubs to explode anytime, soon as FDA releases its permanent license. This is why you need to fingers crossed if you're holding Bubs, or if you're looking at buying Bubs in the speculation of this potential announcement, right? So this is what happened with those 4 stocks. 4 very interesting companies. One is US listed, Sezzle. Zip always, like Australia listed, potentially become a dual listing in US next year or within the next 24 months, which probably would be positive. But then EML, fundamental turnaround story, and Bubs, potential permanent license to trade in US granted by FDA by the end of this month. So we already on 8th of December, only another 20 days, and we could have this license and explosive movement on Bubs Australia. And that is the end of this video. Let us know what you think at the comments below. If you don't have enough patience to wait Bubs, put it in the comments below. Let us know which one you think there's more potential, and if you think those stocks are going to outperform within the next 3 months. If you don't, put in the comments. See you next video. Bye.